This is Justin bringing you another episode of the Call Center Chronicles, episode 16. Now, today's episode is just going to be one story, but this story is, well, about a very special Karen. I was doing a web assistance call the other day, and this person could not understand website registration to save her life. What made this call so unique and so special is when she read off on the website expiration date of your card. She literally said this to me. Mind you, when I looked at her date of birth, when I was verifying that, it put her in the age range of 32, 33, so about my age. She tells me this: I do not understand what that means. And I asked her, what do you mean? It's asking for your card's expiration date. And she tells me this: well, I don't understand what that means. And she's clearly getting upset at the wording on the screen and what I just said. Like, she's actually upset at this, that she does not understand the expiration date of your card. And she asks me, is it asking for my birthday? I told her, no ma'am, if it was asking for your birthday, it would say your date of birth, but it's asking for your expiration date. And she still doesn't understand what that means. So I told her, ma'am, if you look on your card, it has a month and a year. That's the month and year your card expires. That's what you need to put there. Well, you all need to have that worded better. I've never, in my entire time being with my company at this call center, have I ever had anyone ask that question. What does expiration date mean? And start trying to give an example of what they thought it meant. Then they go and create a username. They just use their first name and some numbers. And then she gets all pissy, all mad, just because it tells her this username is already in use. And she's like, well, that can't be. Like, well, ma'am, we have thousands and thousands of cardholders from one side of this country to the other and everywhere else in between. So the likelihood of someone having the exact same name as you and numbers in front is not that hard. Because she put her first name, we'll just say Karen, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it was. And she's like, well, that can't be. I'm like, it's very possible that can be. That's very possible, completely possible. So she redoes it, and then she doesn't understand the password. And it says it on the screen what it needs to be. But what I did not realize is, why does it say password a second time? I'm like, what do you mean? It says password and confirm password. What do they mean by that? What do they mean by confirm password? And she's getting more upset now. I said, it needs you to put the password in a second time to confirm it. And she's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sitting here thinking, well, that makes perfect sense. If you go to any website and register for anything, during website registration, you always have to do this. I mean, she's 30. She's probably had to have done this with her personal bank and everything else. I'm kind of wondering if she went through the exact same trouble with that as she is with this. So, I finally get her through that. And up through website registration. Finally done. Finally. Then she asked me another question. How do I transfer this money? So I go through that process, trying to walk her through it, trying to help her with that. But she's asking questions to the simplest of things. And I'm literally to the point that if I talk any slower and water things down any more, I would literally be explaining it to a 4-year-old. Mind you, a 4-year-old probably would have understood this a lot sooner and probably gotten this taken care of a lot faster than this Karen. But she's yelling, she's screaming, she's arguing with me, and I'm just sitting there like, well, no, this is what you're doing. I've explained this to you about 5 times and watered it down 4 times. I'm already sitting here thinking, lady, how on earth have you gone through life so far? Like, you've literally made this entire process so difficult. I've had people call in extremely upset that they couldn't do certain things, and I walk them through how they do it correctly, and they do it right then and there on the spot. So the simplest things of having to create a username, she made it so difficult that was unbelievable. Mind you, everyone in the entire world would know what a card expiration date would be. As long as you're in a country that has debit cards, credit cards, whatever type of card you have. Everyone would know that, unless she's been living under a rock for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years, however long it's been. And it was just completely and utterly ridiculous, complete nonsense. And I realized that right now she was not messing with me. Completely not messing with me. She literally did not know how to do any of this. When she got upset asking me about the expiration date, asking if it was asking for her birthday, I then realized right then and there, this call was going to be hell. And it was. All because she could not figure out the simplest of things. And she kept asking me, slow it down. You're going too fast. I don't understand what you're saying. Mind you, this is how slow I was going. What you need to do is where it says month, put the expiration month. And then where it says year, you need to put the expiration year. Okay, and she's like, hold on, stop. Just stop right there. I don't know what you're asking me to do. You're going too fast. You need to slow it down. I need to slow it down. I'm literally going word for word, letter for letter. So I do it again. Ma'am, if you look at your card, look at the front of your card, and you see EXP, that stands for expiration. It's just like, okay, the first 2 set of numbers where it has a 0 or 1 or 1 2 1 whatever or 0 4 whatever it is, look at that. It's like, okay, what do you see there? And she tells me, okay, that's the month. Once you see that slash and the numbers after that, that's the year. Oh, okay. So cringy. And I had to go through this the entire call. A call that should take maybe 4 or 5 or 6 minutes took me nearly 30 minutes to do. 30 minutes. It could have gone even longer, but I was so scared and so worried that this was going to go even longer. I'd already given up hope on humanity just for this woman alone. Seriously. Send her to Mars. Get her off this planet. People like her are the reason I don't want to live here anymore. But send her to Mars. Get her off this planet. I mean, it was completely horrid that she can understand the simplest things. It scares me. It absolutely does. I mean, how has she made it through life so far? I mean, the simplest and easiest of things, scary. It's just completely scary. But with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And follow the notifications. When you subscribe, hit that little bell icon so you can follow the content. When you're alerted, you can watch it immediately. And until next time, guys, have a great day.